All right, planning for your retirement. It can be a stressful business, and there's nothing more stressful than trying to work out how much money you will need to sustain a reasonable life. And what is a reasonable life? Different for everyone, I suppose. It's quite possibly the reason why many people actually don't plan for their retirement, the biggest mistake of all. Here to help with this morning is AMP's Advice and Sales Director, Blair Vernon. Blair, good to have you in again.
Morning.
It's a hard question, isn't it? How much do you need for retirement? How much do you need to have saved?
Exactly. It does depend, as you say, on what people's aspirations are in retirement. There was some work done in Australia, though. They spent a lot of time on this because they've got their compulsory savings regime. Their view is about $52,000 for a married couple
to spend.
Is about a comfortable retirement. Now, the definition of comfortable, I guess, depends on what you want to do.
Everyone has different lifestyles, but let's average it out to help people. So in Australia, they think if you have disposable income of $52,000 a year, that will help you. Now, for this to work, am I right in saying that you should have a freehold property that you're living in, and you should have enough money put away to make enough interest on it to top up your superannuation?
Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, whether you have a freehold property or not, you need some kind of accommodation. I think our common New Zealand view is you need a property, and obviously you want to pay the debt off. For a lot of people, though, that actually becomes a challenge. They may have a freehold property, they just haven't got enough beyond that to top up the income they need, because a married couple on superannuation are going to get around $30,000 a year. Accepted wisdom says that's not enough to live comfortably, particularly if you're in a place like Auckland where, you know, the rates keep going up every year and all the outgoings if you own a property.
And this is one of the considerations, of course, and that's why everyone's situation is different. Where do you live? So, I mean, you do have to do a few calculations yourself to work out what sort of lifestyle you want to have when you're retired. But let's base it on the Australian figure of $52,000 a year. So superannuation for a married couple is, say, $30,000. How much do you have to have invested to comfortably get that up to the $52,000?
A lot is the answer.
Yeah.
And it depends on your view about...
And we're talking
hundreds of thousands of dollars, because the challenge for most people today is, if today's number is, say, 22,000, the difference between 52 and 30, the problem is, how long do you need that for? Once upon a time, you retired at 65, you may have died at 72, 73, now you're late 70s. For people who are, say, 40 or 50 today, their retirement horizon is maybe into their 80s or 90s, quite easily. So it's got to last for 20 or 30 years. That's a long time.
One of the problems is, of course, and there's nothing you can do about this at AMP, you don't actually know the day you're going to die. And so you don't want to die filthy rich, having lived a squalid retirement, saving for something that never happened. Flip side of that is, though, of course, you don't want to run out of money before you run out of life.
Exactly. If you knew the termination date, you'd be fine, but you don't. So most people I speak to certainly haven't regretted oversaving for retirement. The ones who regret it are the ones who haven't saved or haven't prepared. So therein lies the challenge. All we would suggest is the pretty surefire thing is most people need to save some more over and above what they get from government.
So in terms of advice for people that are listening and watching now, you're sitting down and you save 50, you know, and you think, I haven't actually given retirement a second thought. What do they need to do? What do they need to look at? What do they need to write on a piece of paper to start working out what they need?
I'd say the first thing is commit to making a plan. So make some time to sit down. Either do it yourself, you can go online and do all the calculations, or find a decent advisor, an AFA in our market today, who can give you some advice on what you need. Because without the number in mind, you're really talking about hopes and dreams, not a plan.
Yeah, I mean, are people going to be shocked? Are they going to when all of a sudden they think, oh, we're going to need a top up of an extra $30,000 a year to sustain this kind of lifestyle, to be happy in retirement? When they look at how much they actually have to have invested to get that, are they going to be shocked?
Some of them are, although pleasantly, lots of clients I talk to are also surprised at how fast they can
how
make
achievable
changes.
It is. Yeah. But you have to know this to make the right changes early enough. Okay. And one quick word answer to this one is KiwiSaver the magic bullet in a few years to come? I mean, for younger people now, KiwiSaver will sort this out?
It's a great start. People need to do more, though.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us, Blair. Blair Vernon from AMP.